I'm not sure how much of this will make it out. If you're hearing this, then maybe something got through. Maybe someone will finally listen. My name is Lieutenant Darren Cole, communications officer aboard the Leviathan, a deep-sea research vessel sponsored by the North Pacific Geological Institute. We left port 6 weeks ago, but that doesn't matter anymore. Nothing does. We were assigned to a geothermal survey near the Mariana Trench. The usual science talk, thermal imaging, seismic scans, environmental impact reports, the same kind of data-gathering missions I'd done a dozen times. But this time, the coordinates were classified. I only got them in a sealed folder, handed to me directly by a man who didn't speak a word. He just nodded once and left. I should have known then. Everything went fine at first. We deployed the probes, calibrated the sonar, launched the submersible drones. The only weird thing was the silence. Normally, the deep ocean's full of static and random noises, distant whales, volcanic activity, pressure creaks. But here, it was like the ocean was holding its breath. Then we picked up a signal. It wasn't natural. That much was obvious. It was rhythmic, a low-frequency pulse repeating every 47 seconds, like a heartbeat. We assumed it was equipment interference, but when the drone got closer, the signal got stronger. It wasn't broadcasting, it was calling. That's when the dream started. At first, it was just a couple of crew members. Headaches, nausea, sleep disturbances. They described vague nightmares, cities under black water, titanic figures looming in the dark, a whispering language none of them spoke, but somehow understood. One guy, Davis, scratched a weird symbol into the side of his bunk. A jagged star with a tentacled eye at the center. He slit his wrists 2 days later. Captain tried to keep things under control. Isolation, sedatives. But it spread like a virus. One by one, we started seeing things that weren't there. I remember looking into the sonar display and watching it ripple, like something huge was swimming just outside the range. Bigger than a whale. Bigger than a sub. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen. The tech team said the drone had gone deeper than any of our models allowed. Over 11,000 meters, then 12, then 13. They sent back footage, but most of it was corrupted, just static and screaming, except one clip. We played it once. The screen showed a dark, jagged seafloor, and then a structure, not coral, not rock. It was built. Massive stone blocks, covered in symbols that twisted and writhed like they were alive. At the center was a door, not a hatch, not a cave, a door. And it was open. The drone feed cut out a minute later. Then our lights flickered. We lost pressure in 2 compartments. And then the signal came back. Only now, it wasn't a pulse. It was a voice. It didn't speak any language I knew, but I felt it inside me, like a song I'd always known. It said we had disturbed the dream, that the stars were no longer right, but soon they would be, that what sleeps beneath waits not for prayers, but for release. We tried to surface. Engines failed, power flickered, the crew started turning on each other. Fights broke out. One of the biologists gouged out his own eyes, screaming, "I saw him! I saw the dreamer!" The medic locked herself in the infirmary and set it on fire. The captain shot himself 3 hours ago. Now it's just me. And the signal. I don't know what's real anymore. I keep seeing something outside the hull, a shadow, a shape. It doesn't move like a creature. It just exists, like it's always been there, like it's part of the ocean itself. I looked out the viewport a few minutes ago and saw what looked like a city, towers made of impossible geometry, angles that defy physics, floating, breathing, alive. I saw the thing in the center. It was massive. Its skin was scaled and glistening like oil. Its wings were folded, but even then they stretched wider than our ship. Its head was shaped like a squid or an octopus. And the eyes, God, the eyes. They weren't angry. They weren't curious. They just were. I understand now. It isn't here to punish us. It doesn't even notice us. We're ants to it, flecks of dust. The only reason we're affected is because we got too close, because we peeked behind the curtain of what reality really is. We disturbed the dreamer. I can hear it now, in the metal, in my bones, in the silence. The city is rising. The sea is changing. The world, you know, it's already gone. This is my last broadcast. If anyone finds this, don't come looking. Don't try to understand. Just pray the stars never align again. Thank you for watching Cryptid Encounter Stories. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying tales of the unknown. Your support helps keep the stories alive and the monsters lurking. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always keep an eye on the shadows.